Hello everyone, my name is CantDoGames and welcome back to the weird news. Today we've got some neo-Nazi beauty pageants. Do you mean me? No, not neo-rays, neo-Nazi, you dumbass. Ow, I thought it was a neon rays. Sorry about him, I forgot rid of him. And also, an AI threatens that artists are in trouble in the late future because robots will take over in the House of Lords. Basically scared the shit out of some old men. Anyways, that's all to come in today's weird news. I hope you stick around, I hope you enjoy. Let's do this. Jailed Miss Hitler, beauty queen, to be released early from prison in a matter of weeks. What I can tell, what I'm guessing is she's a Nazi. You know, the people that still believe in Hitler's views, them type of extremists. You know, them. You never know, she might be a nice person. Never judge a book by its cover first, but sometimes their beliefs can mix in with their personality, and yeah. Also, Miss Hitler. Do you marry how do you become Miss Hitler? How? He's dead. Is it a pageant? Cast your mind back to 2020. Among everything else that was going on, there was a lot. And there was a lot. Yeah, you may recall finding out about a young woman who entered a Miss Hitler beauty pageant. Nope. Did not hear anything about that at all. Age 23 at the time, pageant hopeful Alice Cutter, what a name, was jailed for 3 years for being a member of a banned far-right neo-Nazi terrorist group. National Action. Why do I image Neo from The Matrix, but with a Hitler tash? No. I don't know why that's what popped in my head when it said neo-Nazi. I know what it means. It's people basically who still believe in Hitler's thoughts and crap like that, you know. But why did my brain go towards that? I haven't watched The Matrix in ages. Now 25 years old, Alice has been granted parole and will be freed from prison in just a few weeks, time following her action. The criminal beauty queen ended up serving 26 months for her 36-month sentence after attending a parole hearing back in March. On Monday, 10th October, the prisoner was informed that she would be released on license. The former Miss Hitler was said to have provided evidence during the hearing and is believed to have demonstrated an improvement in her behaviour following her time in jail. Prior to her upcoming release, Cutter will continue to be held under close conditions at HMP New Hall, Flockton, West Yorkshire. Oh, West Yorkshire, Jesus Christ. Okay, so that I would have thought this would have been like, not being stereotypical or anything, but more like America or stuff like that, Texas. But West Yorkshire, Jesus. Once released, she will be forced to follow strict licensing conditions, including an exclusion zone, second to the curfew, and must also wear an electronic tag. Yeah, not electric tag, electronic tag. Alice was originally sentenced in June 2020 at Birmingham Crown Court, along with her die-hard accomplice, ex-partner Mark Jones, as well as other neo-Nazi members, Gary Jack and Connor Scottford. At the time of her sentence, convict was described by the judge Paul Farry as a trusted confidant of one of the group's leaders, but she never held an organizational or leadership role. Why do they have a Miss Hitler pageant show? Why not just have a normal pageant show? Is it like pageant shows? Do you start off young, like Little Miss Hitler, then it's Teen Miss Hitler, then it's Miss Hitler? I don't fucking know how it works. What do you have to do? Do you have to do what they do in the pageant shows, but this time you dress up with a mustache? Cutter from Sowerby Bridge, near Halifax in West Yorkshire, denied being a member of the group, despite attending numerous rallies and entering the Miss Hitler beauty pageant under the name Miss Butchwald, which disgustingly refers to a Nazi concentration camp where more than 50,000 people died. I'm not a part of the neo-Nazis at all. Why are you called after a Nazi camp? And why have you been to all these rallies and that and shit? And why have you signed up to a pageant show called Miss Hitler? And you're saying that, oh, I'm not a part of them. Bullshit. Fucking hell. Oh, it's just a hobby. Fuck off. A spokesperson for the parole board who held the hearing for Qatar said in a statement, "We can confirm that a panel of a parole board was directed the release of Alice Qatar following an oral hearing. Parole board decisions are solely forced on what risk a prisoner could present to the public if released and whether that risk is manageable in the community. A panel will be carefully examine a huge range of evidence, including details of original crimes," and that. Okay, so it hasn't explained what the hell this is. So 1 minute. National Anthem is a British right-wing extremist and neo-Nazi terrorism organised and based in Warrington in 2013. The group is secretive and has rules to prevent members from talking about its opening. So yeah, it's just a bunch of basically racist Nazi twats. And she is one of them. Even though she says I'm not part of them, she is. She's going to go back to it then, that means, easily. They also added, parole reviews are undertaken thoroughly and with extreme care. Protecting the public is our number one priority. You still let a neo-Nazi out and about. I don't know, maybe she has learned a lesson. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it, really. I don't want to get into all that, my thoughts on the neo-Nazis and that. I'll say one thing: they're pieces of trash. I stop it. I'm the person who thinks everyone has a chance, everyone has a right. You're human. Doesn't matter what colour you are or anything. We're all the same inside. We're made up of the same thing. Atoms, cells, DNA. We are all the same being. We're all human. All right, so yeah, there seems to be a Miss Hitler Nazi pageant. But because they are very secretive, we can't find out about what that entails. The only way to really find out is ask her, but I wouldn't believe anything she says because, oh, I'm not a part of that group. Oh, but you've been to every single rally and you've entered the pageant for the fucking thing. Anyways, in other bits of news, some old people in the House of Lords nearly had a heart attack because of a robot, it seems. Robot says AI is a threat as owner is forced to reset it as it gives evidence at House of Lords. I know about this quite a little bit, so when it comes to AI and robots, I'm always on it because I love technology. It can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. There is a 50-50 thing. It's like opening Pandora's box. So yeah, an AI basically scared the shit out of old people at the House of Lords. Well, mostly if you're an artist, it seems. But yeah, kind of looks like Selena. Yeah, it really does look like Selena from Underworld. But I think its name's Ada. Yes, it's Ada. AIDA, yeah. Artists could be under threat by an artificial intelligence, according to the robot, which give evidence at the House of Lords. In July 2022, the House of Lords launched a creative future inquiry to examine future challenges for the creative industry and explored what is needed from the skills and talented pipelines to ensure the section can thrive in this fast-changing world. Brief. Today, Tuesday, the 11th of October, an artist robot named Ada Robot visited the second chamber of Parliament to give evidence in the inquiry. However, the robot had to be rebooted after she warned artists could be under threat by artificial intelligence. So, is that including social media ones? The TikTok influencers and all that as well? Because there is actually, I swear I've seen it, like AI TikTok influencers and all that now, and YouTubers. So I'm fine because I'm only a small little guy. No one gives a shit about me, so it's fine. But if you teach them, that's what the AI is. And AI is, when you create the AI, you create it as an empty space, but with loads of room, memory, something like that. Got loads of power for AI, I know that for a fact. And then what you do is you code it to learn, and then when it learns, then you give it questions, and it will use what it's learned to try and answer that. The advanced bit of AI is when it thinks for itself, when it comes up with its own opinion. It doesn't need any coding. And to say that can just be made out of thin air, it makes you think about consciousness and human nature, doesn't it? If you think about that, makes you think. Anyways, let's have a look at this clip.
Very confusing. That's creeping me out. And worrying, and so we're thrilled that
she's going to go getting
a lot of attention.
Oh.
But
the guy there is panicking. It's like, fuck, we're all gonna die. He does look like he's like shitting himself, doesn't he? I will admit them hands are fucking terrifying. Look at all that. That could probably crush your hand if she wanted.
Just so that we're clear on the status, the robot is providing evidence, but it is not a witness in its own right, and it does.
That is very confusing.
I don't want to offend the robot, but it does not occupy the same status as a human, and that you, as its creator, are ultimately responsible for the statements.
The fact that you just said about offending the robot is a beautiful example of how...
Does Ada do other things compared to painting? Does she paint you? Ew. Still looks like he's shitting himself, that guy.
Hello, Ada.
Okay, here we go.
Hello there.
How do you produce art, and how is this different to what human artists produce?
I produce my paintings by cameras in my eyes, my AI algorithms, and my robotic arm.
Sorry, pause it for a minute, but if you think about that, cameras in our eyes, what do our eyes do? They reflect the light. They reflect light in that, so it gives images in the back of the eyes, so we can see. Well, how does the camera do it? Through the same way, through light and all that. Metal arms, muscles. Algorithm is sort of basically like the brain to do basic functions. Very, very similar. The only difference is ours is we're organic and they're not. That's the only difference. Only difference.
To paint on canvas, which result in visually appealing images.
He's scanning everyone, just going to go murder you, murder you, murder you.
Using neutral networks. This involves analyzing a large corpus of text to identify common content and poetic structures, and then using these structures/contents to generate new poems. How this differs to humans is consciousness. I do not have subjective experiences. Despite being able to talk about them, I am, and depend on, computer programs and algorithms. Although not alive, I can still create art.
Creating art in the future.
The role of technology in creating art will continue to grow as artists find new ways to use technology to express themselves and reflect and explore the relationship between technology, society, and culture. Technology has already had a huge impact on the way we create and consume art. For example, the camera and the advent of photography and film. And it is likely that this trend will continue with new technologies. There is no clear answer as to the impact on the wider field, as technology can be both a threat and an opportunity for artists creating art.
Okay, so it didn't really say it is a threat, but it's because it can't look into that. It can't mathematically process that far into the future. Okay. Ada Robot, created in February 2019, is the world's first ultra-realistic artist robot who draws and paints using cameras in her eyes, her AI algorithm, and her robotic arms. The robot's website states the role of definition of art changes over time. Ada's work is art because it reflects the enormous integration of technology in today's society. I've actually seen a few of her pieces. Yeah, they're pretty good, and yeah, it's like she's mixed futuristic with nowadays art and past art, but her own view. And I think she kind of draws how she thinks herself looks. Today, a dominant option is that art is created by a human for other humans. Yet, this has not always been the case. The ancient Greeks felt art and creativity came from the god. Inspiration was divine inspiration. Yeah. Today, a dominated mindset is that of humanism, where art is an entirely human affair stemming from human agents, basically meaning from the human conscious mind. However, current thinking suggests we are edging away from humanism into a time where machines and algorithms influence our behavior to a point where our agencies isn't just our own. It is starting to get outsourced to the decision and suggestion of algorithms, and complete human autonomy starts to look less robust. Ada creates art because art no longer has to be restrained by the requirements of a human agency alone. Makes you think, like, what is creativity, what is imagination, then, if a robot can learn and then do it? In response to Ada's reflections, the chair of committee, Tina Stowell, told Miller, just so we're clear on the status, the robot is providing evidence but is not a witness in its own right. I don't want to offend the robot, but accompany the same status as a human. You, as its creator, are ultimately responsible for that statement. Alright everyone, that was today's weird news. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and what do you think, what's going to happen in the future of AI and robots and artists? Everything, really. Everything is going towards more technology, isn't it? And also, your opinions on the neo-Nazis. I think they're horrible. But yeah, that's all today. That was all of today's weird news. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.